Hi everybody, this is Jillian. I'm going to be showing you some of the downloadable content for Smart Notebook to be used with the Smart Board. I got this content from Smart Exchange, which can be found right here in Smart Notebook. So that will bring up your web browser and bring you to this page. I'm just going to, on a side note, show you what will happen if you go to the training page. You had to sign into this. I've already signed in, but as you can see, some of the training course packs are a little bit pricey, so you can find a lot of videos on YouTube if there's ever anything you want to know. So back to here, I got these lessons that I'm going to show you from the top downloads. You just click here. And the three I'm going to show you are Whack-A-Mole, Jeopardy, and the morning calendar. So I'm just going to show you that in Whack-A-Mole. Now I've already downloaded these by pressing this button. She also has a video in order to show you how to use this program, but I'm going to show you that when you download it, it doesn't work quite as the video says it should. So I'm just going to open this, and this is my 3 templates that I downloaded. I'm going to go into Whack-A-Mole. So in the video it says you're supposed to be able to grab these mallets and drop them onto the moles, and that will go into the game. But as you can see, this isn't quite working right. The pieces are coming apart. So what you would do here is you left click and highlight all these pieces. Then you right click, go to group, hit group, and that will make that all one entity. Now it still doesn't, as she was saying, it should create a copy of itself and to place on the moles to tell you which questions you've already answered. But as you can see, it doesn't do that either. So what you would do here is you right click on it and hit Infinite Cloner. So now it creates a copy that you can drop onto the moles. Now it still doesn't go into the moles, so you just have to click on those and it'll bring you to the question. And you can click on this mole to bring you back to the screen. So with these, you could also use a koosh ball or a sock to throw at the moles in order to get to the questions, and then drag the mallet over after in order to show which questions have been answered. You can also edit these questions. We'll go back into this one by double-clicking on the text, and then you can edit the questions as you would like and the answers. And you'd have to create your own answer key in order for the students. The next one I'm going to show you is Jeopardy. With this one, there's no questions provided, it's just a template. So you would put in your subject here. Here is a little bit of rules to show you how to play the game. There's also a practice question. You click on here to reveal the answer. Here's our scoreboard. Well, sorry, our category board. And here's our scoreboard. So I'll first start on clicking on the first category. As you can see, you need to double click on these texts in order to put in your own questions. Well, sorry, your answers. The question would be here, and then you would you double click here in order to put the correct answer, and then you would drag this up here in order to hide it. Now each one of these is you'll notice that the hiding bar is a little bit off, and this makes it easier in order to edit the answers. As you can see, you can easily double click on them and then, oh, I grabbed the background there, and then try to hide it. But once you click on them, they kind of go away. There you go. So you'd actually had to reopen this program after you edit it, save it, and then reopen it in order for all the hidden blocks to reappear for the students. Now, once a question is answered, you just grab this blue box and cover it over. Now, there's also a scoreboard. In order to keep score, you'd have to hit the text button and create a text right here. So say they have 800 points. And then over here, they have 900 points. There's also great little links. So if I went to question 200, I have to click on the pointer again. I can go back to the question board or to the scoreboard. There's a scoreboard, and this also has a link to go back to the game board. So this is a great little one that you can really edit yourself. And now I'm going to show you the last one is the morning calendar. And this has a lot of things that you need to edit in order to make it your own. And each page has a little instructional tab that you can pull down and just gives you some little tips on how to edit it or use it. So with each of these, we have to change each of these names. Now, this is locked, as you can see, so I can't even I can't delete it or edit it. So in order to unlock it, you have to right click and then pick unlock. Now I can change this to one of my students' names or my own name. Then you would lock this again so it can't be changed. You right click, lock, lock in place. Oh, that's not lock in place, sorry. Unlock. Allow move. So now I can still drag and drop it, but it cannot be edited. So once you have gotten each student to move their name over to the at school part, then you would tally up the total number of students, number of students absent, and number of students present. The second page is a calendar. Now, as you can see, it's not April, so what we could do is first we'll hit the eraser and erase this part, and then you could get a student to write in the date here, August. It's much easier when using the actual pen. Oh, sorry, one sec. Okay, so there's a few things that would need to be edited here. I'll click on my pointer. Now, this guy I'll put here for now. He will point to the date. Now, all these need to go away. So I'm just putting these all on top of each other again so they can be used as the days go by. So I'm not going to do all of these right now, but we know it's the first, so I'm just going to drag him back here. And as the days go by, you just get students to drag the days and add them to the calendar. And here's a little spot. You'd add a text or use the pen, and you'd have to make it a bit smaller. Yesterday was July 31st. I made it a little bit too small there. Or there's also these here. Oh, I need to click the pointer again. That you can say yesterday was Wednesday. Today is Thursday. And so on. So here you can see is a little arrow to point to whichever month it is. Now this part here, in order to change this one, we actually have to delete this. So I'm going to unlock it hit the X, and we're actually going to go to the last slide, and you can see that all of the months are provided here. So I need to unlock August, and then I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go back to our calendar slide. I'm going to paste, and now I have August. And this here needs to be changed, so we would unlock this, double click on it, and now it's ready for 2013. There's also these music notes are provided if you want to add some sound. So you'd first have to unlock it, and right click on it again. You can see the sound here. Now you can add a song already on your computer, or you could record something, which is great for if you're doing slides that have a lot of information and you want to read them out. And we'll go to the next one. This one is for weather. So again, like the last one I didn't show you, there's a little tab to explain it. Now, so with each of these, you would grab whatever weather it is and put it on the correct day. Now there's already ones there, so in order to get rid of these, we'd have to click on them and hit the X. Now there's also already a month provided. I'd have to unlock this, double click on it, and you can put in the correct month. And then there's a graph to keep track of the weather. Now, what I would do, instead of creating little blocks like this, I'd get rid of these. I think this would be sorry, these are a little bit hard to click on. So get rid of the ones provided. And then instead of trying to create little blocks in each one, I would just take the paint, I use red, and whenever it's sunny you could just paint the block. And so I'm going to try some blue and just say it was rainy one day, and we're going to put some blue there for rain. Use different colors for each one, and say we get a lot of overcast, and there you go. Okay, so this one is a greater, less than, or equals activity. So again, there's instructions. What you do here is you drag the star to whichever number you would like. Let's say 5 and 10. You erase the numbers already written. Now the easiest way to get rid of the balloons already written is to highlight them and hit the X. Again, I'm going to just left click and drag the square to highlight all these balloons, and X will delete. Okay, so now, and I also need to move this down here. So now we're going to start fresh. It's going to be 5. You'd write 5 here and 10 here. And then you would get the students to drag the correct number of balloons. You get the idea. And then the correct symbol. So 5 is less than 10. Alright, so with this one, again, the little instruction tab, you can drag and drop the shapes near or on to the correct corresponding shape, and you can also create your own shapes. The neat little pen, shape recognition. Oh, we have a circle there. Bring that over to the circles. And you can also play around with the colors and the line size. Green, let's make them big. And Now we have a square, and we can drag that square over to the square areas. Okay, two more. This one has two different activities going on. There's a little tab there. With this one, you see there's a pattern. All you do is drag and drop what the next one is. And then on this one, it suggests each day you add a new piece. And then you would drag 7 up here and change that to 7. And once you reach 10, 9, 10, you would left click, group all of these together by right clicking. Oops. Sorry, having a little bit of issues with this. Go to group and group again. And as you can see just there, it said we could also use Control G in order to group and Control R to ungroup. So now we have 10. We're going to move them over to the 10 spot. And we're going to change, we have 2 here and 0 there. Now, as a new day starts, we need to add more here. And you see we already used red, so we can choose the paint option, choose a new color, and sorry, I think I might need to unlock that first. So it's on an infinite cloner, so we're going to unclick that. Now I can change the color to purple. Now I need to turn infinite cloner back on. Right click, infinite cloner, and now once again I can start this activity. So now we have 2. And so as you can see, once you have 10 tens, it would create a new hundreds. And I would probably just stack these on top of one another, and the children should be able to understand that there's several hundreds there. So the last activity is a math game. What the students do is drag and drop the buttons until however many buttons you want are in each box. Then you would get your pen, and there's 1, 2, you write 2 here, 1, 2, 3, 3 here, and then they would drag the correct number of buttons, which is 5 there, and write 5 in the correct spot. The last part is getting kids to recognize the words associated with numbers. All they have to do here is read the word and drag it to the correct number. We have 1, 2, 8, 3, 4, and so on. Now that concludes my review on 3 downloadable programs from Smart Exchange. I hope you enjoyed.